Well, hello. Good afternoon, evening to my people. I hope everybody's having a great day. How are you doing, Cole? Thank you for coming through. Um, and please, bush people, come out the bushes, especially if I like you. I would appreciate you coming out the bushes and pressing the like button. Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Oh, thank you, Cece. Thank you, Melly, for coming out the bushes. I know it's a lot of people going live at this time. I gotta check out my boy Mob. I gotta check out. I was looking at TMS, um, the young man that I interviewed on. I think it was last Thursday. He was doing a live, so I was over there checking him out. You better now? Okay, I got heat exhausted from yesterday. Felt like dying. Felt like I was dying. Oh yeah, so you must be in Texas because I think today is 100 degrees today. I'm glad that you few people came through, and like I said, I'm talking about: are we losing our humanity? Are we losing our humanity? TMG is running the story. Oh, okay. TMZ, yeah. TMZ is also running the story, and I looked at it. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to me if you haven't already. Um, yes, in this day and age, I'm starting to think that people are really just disturbed, even more so now than ever. It's a lot of people. Hey, Tough Love, you can come up in a few minutes. And also, this is going to be open panel. So anybody that would like to come up that wants to talk about this particular subject that we're talking about, I think I put the link in the chat. So I pinned the link at the very top for those who would like to come up. And CC, you should tell Selena about the stalkers. Oh yeah, now I'm used to it. Was somebody else stalking somebody else this time? But anyway, hey Tamika. Yeah, so I was looking at the story, and thanks to the person that sent this to me. Hey Will T. Hey Gary. Thanks to the person that sent this to me because I guess I was under a rock this weekend because I did not see the story. And this person, hey, Miss Queen, this person brought this to my attention, and I'm glad he did because this has a lot to do with what I'm talking about today. Are we losing our humanity? I mean, can't y'all just look around? Do you see more good or bad? I'm just asking a question. Um, and why do you think, if we are losing our humanity, why do you think that? Right? There's many different answers to that, right? We don't know what people have been through. We don't know how people have been raised. We don't know what they missed in their childhood to make them act the way they do, good or bad. There's some people that have went through a lot of tragedy in their life and they still try to treat people like they want to be treated. It is totally different from 10 years ago to now. There has been a shift, a very big shift. Um, I don't know, but I was entertained by the dude swimming and in that chair. Okay. Well, we're gonna look at it. For those people that did not see it, we're going to because I like I said, when the person told me, I thought it was pretty interesting after I saw it. And I'm like, wow. And the way people kind of pitched in, I don't know if that was the right thing, the wrong thing. I have mixed feelings about it. It should never have happened. Unfortunately, it did. So we're going to look at this for a minute. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Please pay attention because, we want to see every detail on what happened. Okay, so you see after this guy, the first guy, he got into the problem, a problem with, and they started fighting. Then you got these other two. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's coming along. That's 5. And then here's the lady.
In Montgomery, history was made. What began as multiple white folks pummeling one black man turned into an all-out brawl.
Oh Lord, we got Pookie and Ray Ray. Junebug, they're about to get them. Woo! 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 They scared. Look at them. They scared. Woo! Be that. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! That what you get. That what you get. That what you get. Oh.
Then those who started it got on their horses and ran. And how did it all start? The boat on your screen is the Harriet II riverboat. The white folks parked their pontoon boat in the Harriet's reserve spot. When the black man in a white t-shirt, who is a dock worker, asked them to move, they got confrontational, shoved him, and started the melee by jumping him.
They went behind. They been behind. Oh! In the water. In the water. Sad. Because y'all were wrong. Do some. Boom. 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 Woo! He ran. He jumped in the water.
On the other side of the fight, it would only get worse. Right in front of the Harriet, these two started a tango. Right when they appeared to end, one man winds up and takes a shot at the dude in stripes. The women start getting into it. Folks are falling down left and right. Then one man starts going WWE-style tactics, picking up a folding chair and swinging it at the shirtless white dude who attempted the sucker punch, trying his best to retreat from the scene. Unfortunately, the chair-swinging individual saw a woman down on the ground after her own participation.
Somebody got a chair and hit Bubba. Somebody hit Bubba in the head. Who was that, Junebug?
Easy target. Thus, he swung the chair on the top of her head. He would be placed in handcuffs along with many, many others. The significance of this moment.
If you look at Riverfront Park, you see it's off the coast of a river, of course. At a part of the Alabama River where the Horseshoe Bend is, where Riverfront Park is, used to be an auction block. Our ancestors were transported up that river, unloaded there, and sold. And for context, so many black people were enslaved and sold in this part of the Alabama River by the riverfront that they had to build depots to warehouse them like objects until it was their time to go to the auction.
Historian Mercrim3 on TikTok puts everyone on game.
This is a city resonant with the history of racial strife. The first White House of the Confederacy. Statues and memorials to Confederate leaders. The church where Martin Luther King Jr. preached. The bus stop where Rosa Parks became a symbol of resistance.
On February 4th, 1861, delegates from the seceded Southern states convened in Montgomery, Alabama, to establish the Confederate States of America. Montgomery was selected as the Confederate capital, and the William Sayre home chosen as the first White House of the Confederacy.
As Krim stated, per the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Downtown Montgomery was once a major center of the domestic slave trade in the antebellum South. Enslaved people were transported on the river, unloaded at the dock, marched up Commerce Street, and sold off at the market on Court Square. The numbers, obviously daunting. In 1820, Alabama was home to 41,879 slaves. By 1860, the population swelled to more than 435,000, among the largest population of enslaved black people in America. That same year, Alabama's capital had more slave trading spaces than it did churches and hotels, wrote Lonely Planet. Montgomery was a hub for slave trade, thanks to the easy transport via railroads and the Alabama River located blocks from the museum. There are markers installed all throughout the city detailing the markets, warehouses, where Jefferson Davis was inaugurated, a sign describing the slave trade by train and by ship, and more. Brian Stevenson, executive director of the Montgomery-based nonprofit legal firm Equal Justice Initiative, told USA Today in 2013, "You can't understand civil rights or the Civil War without an appreciation of slavery and what the slave trade did to places like Montgomery."
And of course, this right here used to be a place where our ancestors, maybe their direct ancestors, were sold like objects, like animals, and it was possibly done by their ancestors. Yo, that's a hell of a perspective right there.
The town's mayor, Stephen L. Reed, put out a statement which read in part, "Warrants are being signed and justice will be served. We should not become desensitized to violence of any kind in our community. Those who choose violent actions will be held accountable." Via 11 Alive, we saw a glimpse of what was to come. The person who jumped in the water to help was identified as 16-year-old Aaron, who swam to aid his coworker. A statement from the family publicist read in part from Aaron, "It's what I was taught to do." He was labeled a cherished young hero who selflessly came to the rescue of a fellow colleague, showing courage beyond his years. One man has been identified as Chase Shipman, owner of Vassar's Mini Mart, because, well, he identified himself on social media as being at the scene. Some users dug into Vassar's and found a photo that allegedly came from the store, which read at the backlash, "I don't need you people's money. I prefer the superior white dollars." Thus, the reviews are pouring in, so take that as you wish. This is a developing story. We'll keep you posted as more names are released and arrests are made.
So, there you go. I want to know what you guys think about that. I mean, you know, we laugh at this kind of stuff at first, but really it's sad to see grown people fighting like that. Hey, yo, it's Mike. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, yo, it's Mike. Everybody wish yo, it's Mike happy birthday. You can look at this one or two ways. You can look at this a lot of ways. When someone needed help, his co-worker, 16-year-old co-worker, decide to swim in the river to get to his co-worker to aid him in that. You had other bystanders, whether you don't, you know, some people just like to fight. So, but some people saw that all these Caucasian people were jumping on this one man, and when he simply just asked them to move their boat, and it was a simple like, can you please move because you're not supposed to be here, basically, right? So why did they feel like it was okay for them to attack that one person? And Tanise said, sure did. Forget the crocodile, snakes, and everything in that water. He jumped into action. So, my girl, Miss Queen, what do you think about this?
I'm saying one time for the ancestors. That's what I'm
And I don't want to make this a white and a black thing. I really don't, because like I said, I have all types of people that come over here, come from different ethnic groups, different religions and everything. So I don't want to make it like just white and black. But from what we saw some white men jumping on an employee of the riverboat, correct? So
Yeah, an old man at that.
An older man. Yeah, he was an older man. Looked like he could have been maybe mid to late 60s. I'm not sure. But you have these younger white males, and then you had some of the women also jumping in. So then that's where you get everybody else come in like, okay, we all gonna jump in now. So you said one time for the ancestors, Miss Queen?
Yeah, it was so much, man. That dude swam across that river.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I'm like, go boy, shoot. He
The
felt
boat,
like Denise said, it's crocodiles and snakes and everything in that water. But he was
and he
like,
was gone. He was getting it. Then the boat name was Harriet. They used to
yeah,
sell slaves from over there. If you look at the people that's fighting, most of them is wearing all white.
right. They have white tees on. Yeah,
I
white
said,
t-shirt.
what? Why is everybody in what? Is this a ritual? What is happening?
Right.
Then when you go look up who invented the folding chair, it was a black man. I said,
Yeah, because who was that? So it was one black guy. One black guy started getting the folding chairs and started hitting the white people. A white lady with it at first. Then he hit a white man. He was just hitting folks with that chair, with the
turn
folding
them
chair.
up with that chair. Turn them up with that chair.
And
I
it's
said,
like it's a lot of ways you can look at it. It's unfortunate that adults can't just do the right thing. Hey, peep gang. Hey, sweetie. They can't do the right thing. And just like I said, all the guys asked them was to move their boat. Okay. So then you got people like, oh, hell no, I ain't moving my boat. So they decide, hey, I'm going to jump the guy. And then you got other people coming in, helping. But it's like, I think about some of the things that I would do if I was in this situation. What would Selena do? Would I pick up a chair just like them people, or would I run and hide? I'm trying to figure out what would I do.
I'm gonna pick up the chair just because I've been in Alabama and I know how it goes down in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
we fight.
Right.
We fight. This is post-racial America, and we ain't got to deal with that. And don't start no SH won't be no IT.
Exactly.
So they wanted smoke in the city, and they got all the smoke they want.
It's and it's unfortunate that people just can't be adults, right? People just can't be adults. If you are already in the wrong, you shouldn't have been parked there with your boat, right?
Right.
So you are already in the wrong, but instead of you taking accountability and being like, let me go ahead and move, because we're not really supposed to be here. I'm going to argue with you. And then on top of arguing with you and being disrespectful, I'm going to get out and try to attack you. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to get other people. Hey, Nephi, how are you, sweetie? Good to see you. What is your take on this, Tough Love?
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. I looked at several point of views in this. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I feel like, this is a great opportunity for to render aid, to a person that, obviously was in need. I think, especially in a Black community, I think that after the fact that it was a big conversation with the George Floyd situation that a lot of people stood around and did nothing and just recorded. I think that kind of, people kind of been waiting on the next thing to happen to be like, okay, well, if I'm ever in that predicament, I heard a lot of people in the chat or I'm reading a lot of people in the chat, like, hey, if I was there, I would have did this and I would have did this. And it's almost like we're waiting for that opportunity to strike. So this is an opportunity when it was just deemed necessary to strike. I think that people don't realize though, as you render aid, how dangerous that is, because that
Right.
guy that was swinging that chair, if he would have accidentally hit you in the face with it, or if he would have accidentally killed that lady. Well, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been no accident, but I don't think people realize how severe. Now I'm all about, hey, you rendering aid, it's hand-to-hand combat. It is what it is. But there were females in there getting punched by guys.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
one. There were females in there getting hit with chairs by guys. So it's like it's almost like you want to cheer, you want to say, yeah, like Miss Lady said, this one for the ancestors. But then when you look at it a little bit deeper, he's gonna have to explain, well, why you hit this lady who was obviously sitting on her ass already. He literally walked over there and hit her with that chair. To me, that's
Yeah.
absolutely unnecessary. But I don't know how y'all see it. Y'all tell me.
Yeah, that was wrong. I mean, because if she was just sitting there in the chair, she wasn't involved in the fight, right? So if she's sitting in the chair,
I think she was involved in the fight, but she was already on the ground.
He just
okay,
hit her because she was involved. He didn't have to hit her, but I ain't mad at him for it.
And I got you. And I think that the thing about it is when you go to the explanation of, especially the way all the angles that was coming out, I don't know how you explain that away. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
how do you explain a woman already knocked down, you taking a chair as a grown ass man and hitting her on top of the head? So as
Yeah.
we promote, as we say, hey, those white people was wrong for jumping on that man, it's racism, and then you get a history of that doc in Alabama and all that good stuff. You got to look at it like, bro, damn, as a black man hitting that, first of all, as a man hitting that woman in the head like that, bro, you gonna have to face some charges, and then you got to ask yourself, well, damn, was it worth it? Because now what that's going to stem is other people trying to do the same thing because they think they're gonna go viral too.
Right. So yeah, it's a lot of different factors with that, and that's why I say, like you were saying, he could have really hurt that lady or anybody that could have caused their death. So it's like it's good to give help sometimes, but sometimes it comes with a price too. When you're rendering aid to somebody else. So that's a lot of different factors. I'm gonna share another film with you. I'm gonna share some good and I'm gonna share some bad, because with when there's always bad things, there's some good things happening too that we're not aware of. So I don't believe, and this is my opinion, even though in humanity it's really bad right now, and sometimes it seems like there's very little hope for people. But when you do see things that people do out of kindness from their heart, that shows you there is a little hope, a little light, that's in the world. It's not completely dark yet. So I'm going to share some another story with you. And I want y'all to watch this.
Good afternoon. I'm Marisa Vedra.
Great to have you with us. I'm Joe Donlin. We begin with breaking news here at 5. A neighbor now charged with shooting and killing an 8-year-old girl playing outside her Portage Park home.
CBS 2's Sade Gray is live at the scene for us with more on the suspect and the charges. Sade.
Yeah, that's right, Joe and Marie. Well, we know that 43-year-old Michael Goodman is charged with first-degree murder. We're told that he lives right across the street from where 8-year-old Sharabi Medina lived. Now, we don't know exactly the motive. That's unclear at this point, but we do know that this memorial behind me continues to grow for the little girl right outside of her home.
My grandma just told me all about this, and we thought we could just bring flowers here.
Flowers in hand, 7-year-old Magdalena Patter walks up with her grandmother to pay her respects to 8-year-old Sharabi Medina, a little girl who she went to school with.
Well, she was kind of like fun.
Neighbors tell us Medina was the only child who lived in this apartment building near Eddie and Long in Portage Park. Neighbors like Alex George say they've seen the girl out playing.
We live on the neighborhood, we live on the block, so we see them, and I saw her the day of that it happened, and just like that.
Police say she was with her father and a group of others around 9:30 Saturday night when the gunman came from across the street and shot the 8-year-old girl in the head. Police believe the girl may have been the intended target. Witnesses tell us the father then attacked the suspect, and during their struggle, the gun went off. The gunman was shot in the face and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Medina was taken to Stroger Hospital, where she died a short time later.
There's no words to describe how horrible this is, and it just makes you feel unsafe where you live.
George says this shooting has him second-guessing living in the community.
We're thinking about moving, unfortunately, but we have to think about our family and what's best for us, and it's hard to live with that, knowing it happened down the street from you. And
neighbors say they could hear the little girl and other kids playing that night and say this shooting was senseless.
just being a kid, it's horrible.
30th Ward Alderman Ruth Cruz says that this husband's wife was shot 4 years ago. She was shot and killed 4 years ago. Now, tomorrow, Michael Goodman, he's expected to be in court, and we should learn more details about what happened. But tonight, community activists say that they will release balloons for 8-year-old Sarabi Medina. Reporting live in Portage Park, Sade Gray, CBS 2 News.
Sade, thank you.
Our children are being affected by adults' loss of humanity, a sense of humanity, I would say. Our generation is losing it, because the adults have lost the sense of just being human, just treating people like they want to be treated. Hey, Realist, how are you? This is a sad story. This is a child that lost their life because the father had an issue with someone else, and then they got into a tussle. And it's just like, this kind of stuff to me, it's really sad. And it's disheartening that people have lost themselves. If you look at how people treat each other, like every day, like if you go to work, or say, for instance, if you open the door for somebody. Now, sometimes people mind be in different places, but you open the door for people and they don't say thank you. And then when you kind of look at them, they looking at you like, what? You want a cookie? Or when you see how some younger people treat older people, how I would say 5 to 10 years ago, you couldn't really pay some, teenagers and young adults to cuss in front of elderly people. The loss of respect just for another human, to me, it's sometimes very rare. We don't see each other as human beings anymore. We see each other, to me, as an enemy automatically. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And right, Will, a lot of the world to me is on demon time. They just don't have a sense of love or kindness or consideration. You can look at that on YouTube, how people treat other people. You can do one little thing and that person's trying to violate you all the way to your grave. People have lost it. I don't even know if people understand or know what love is anymore. Hey, Magruder. The disrespect to the elders by young people is unreal. Right. I was on the bus years ago, and it was some young men on the bus, and they was just cussing out this elderly lady on the bus one time. And and I was just looking at them. I'm like, and they was like, "What you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at you. I'm looking at y'all." I said, "Y'all are disrespectful as hell. That woman is old enough to be your grandmother." Now, them guys, all three of them could have jumped on me, but thank God that didn't happen. But they said a few little things after that, and then they got off the train. And I said what I said. I can't remember everything I said, but we were going back and forth for a minute. But that older lady was just sitting there to me like she was scared, But I just said, I couldn't imagine talking like that in front of an elderly person. But these kids now, and just people in general, they just don't care. I'm going to share another story with you out of Dallas. This happened, I think, last year. It was a drunk driving, supposedly. It was a story of a mother said that somebody was having, it wasn't drunk driving, it was road rage. So it was another car that was trying to attack her. They ended up shooting the child in the head. To find out months later, that wasn't what happened. This is a mother, right? A mother and a father of a child. And I want you to listen to this story because this came out of Dallas. And this happened a year ago. I'm going to show you how people have just really lost it, even when it comes to their children.
Charge is now manslaughter charge against a mother whose 3-year-old son was shot in the head. Dallas police say LaCravian Washington lied about a road rage incident after she drove Jalexis Washington to a Dallas hospital last month. They say the gun used to kill him was in her car, that she tried to hide that gun, and when she lied to her husband about the road rage incident, she allegedly told him she fired the gun. Fox 4's Stephen Dial, live in Dallas tonight with more. Stephen.
Steve, the new details show the timeline that led Dallas police to believe that LaCravian Washington allegedly shot and killed her son. Still today, we don't know actually where he was shot. Dallas police believe 26-year-old LaCravian Washington, quote, recklessly killed her 3-year-old son, Jalexis, who died from a gunshot wound. Police say she attempted to get rid of the gun and fake a road rage incident. Arrest documents made public Monday shed a little more light on why Washington is now charged with manslaughter after initially being arrested on child endangerment and evidence tampering charges. According to the arrest warrant, police say on March 28th, Washington drove her son, Jalexis, to Medical City, Dallas. He had a gunshot wound to the head. A witness told police Washington tried to hide something under her shirt as she got out of her car. Her 4-year-old daughter, who was unrestrained in the car with her other siblings, told detectives she watched her mom hand a gun to her dad. Police found a gun inside the car, but it wasn't the gun used to shoot Jalexis. Police say the gun used to shoot Jalexis was found on his father when police arrested him on outstanding warrants and unlawful carrying of a weapon. Police say Washington initially told them she was the victim of a road rage incident where 2 shots were fired. She claimed she had a gun in the glove compartment and reached for it, but never fired it. An autopsy revealed Jalexis Washington died from a gunshot wound at close range, and that it's not possible he was struck by a bullet coming from another car. When the boy's father was interviewed by police, he said LaCravian Washington also told him the road rage story, but her version to him was apparently different. In that version, he said she told him she fired back at another driver. He also confessed to police that she handed him the gun wrapped in a cloth and told him to hide it. That evidence led police to upgrade the charge against LaCravian Washington to manslaughter last week. but questions about what actually happened in the car, including whether she really pulled the trigger herself or if she's covering that up too, remain in the air. It may be a long time before we actually know what happened in that car the morning of March 28th. Washington is still in jail. She has not posted bond, and we're told if she does, she will be on electronic monitoring if she posts bail.
Now,
I want to see what y'all think about that. I really want to see what y'all think about that. Hey, Swift, how are you, sweetie?
That's crazy.
You see the loss of humanity. You see the mother. Like, what would make in your mind? And I guess it's just to clear her from not going to prison. You know, she's gonna sit up there and lie like that when her son was shot in the head and he lost his life. Like, I couldn't imagine. I would just, if I don't even know what would have happened for her to shoot her son in the head in the car. Like, that was just weird all by itself.
Well, they said they don't know where he got shot at.
Yeah, because at first they were saying he got shot in the head, but they don't know what happened for him to get shot. They were saying the mother was saying that she was in a road rage. Somebody was, I guess, trying to attack her, and that's why she pulled out her gun initially. This is when it first came out a year ago.
Yeah, so, none of that make sense because the other children was in the car. So somebody would have seen that boy get shot.
Exactly. So what you think about that, Tough Love? Wait, was any windows shot out? Not from what I heard. I'm not for sure though. To go back.
Yeah, I don't I mean, I feel like she deserved, you know what I'm saying, to be punished to the highest extent, definitely. And just certain things you hear when they were reporting it, talking about, the kids wasn't in car seats and not strapped in or whatever. Who knows? She possibly didn't even have a gun secured. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then some guns, depending on which gun it is, I mean, shit, it could have been a faulty gun, you know what I'm saying? Something faulty with it, and she hit a bump and it went off. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Who knows? Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, she created this whole, lie, and then went back to the boyfriend or the husband, told him hide it, and now you got him. So now you got both parents involved in this situation, lying to the police. But so one kid is shot, and the other kid, which is, I guess, 4 or 5 year old girl, 7-year-old, like whatever age she is. So now where's she gonna go? That's why I said it's I don't think people realize is every action get a reaction. And I don't think people, because they live in this falsehood, like you were saying, are we desensitized when it comes to violence? Are we, desensitized when it comes to little kids getting killed? And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people are.
Yeah,
a lot of people are. Half of them stay high, half of them stay drunk, half of them stay, trying to be social media famous. So it's just like, I'm down with whatever. And you never really get to learn who that person really is, because a lot of people live those facades. So that's why when you see people on social media and you see certain things, like they're saying the wildest shit, and you like, yo, you can't be that wild. But when you see shit like that, you like, yeah, what I'm saying, I'm riding around with my gun in my lap. But your kids ain't strapped in. So when you as you riding around playing with the gun or whatever you doing, the shit now goes off. It's like, I didn't see no campaigns for that. I didn't see no stop the gun violence or I didn't see nothing about that story. And I'm in Texas, which is crazy as hell. That shit is crazy.
Hey, Vanity. Yeah. I like I said, it happened a year ago. And I was trying to figure out, because when they initially reported it, it did not make sense to me, because I'm like, well, was the window shot out, or Like there had to be some signs of actually somebody shooting at the other car, like, or both shooting at each other. And to me, I didn't hear of any reports. Hey, Worldwide, I didn't hear of any reports that there was any windows, shot out or anything. So I was just a little confused at, okay, but how did the baby get shot in the head? That's what I was just trying to figure out, and none of it was making sense. So it needs to be some more. I believe some more is going to come out about this case, because she's not telling all the whole truth on what happened. Neither is the husband. And I don't even know if the cops have talked to the children. Maybe not. I don't know, because they're so young. So there's just a lot of missing pieces. But what I saw when I say the loss of humanity in that is because you're a mother. That was your flesh and blood. And to lie about something like that, even it could have been a mistake. Like you said, she could have had the gun. It wasn't on safety, and it, a bump, and then, hey, it could have went off. So it could have been really an accident. But for her to sit up there and lie about it, if it was an accident or whatever, it was just, to me, it's like, you that desensitized, you that lost, that you can't see that that's something majorly wrong with that, for you to lie about something like that. And that's your flesh and blood. That was what I was kind of confused, perplexed. It just didn't make sense to me. I don't either. I'm just now found. Oh, you didn't know about this story, Tanise? Okay. Yeah, I heard about it last year. And it, like I said, when I heard about it initially, it did not make sense to me at all. But I'm just showing.
You know what?
Go ahead.
No. Finish your comment. I'm sorry.
I just want to show you how children are being affected by adults and their reckless and senseless behavior. They're being affected. Our generation is being affected because as adults, some of us are lost. And they may be lost spiritually. They may be lost mentally and emotionally. But people now, for the most part, I just feel that there's a disconnect with being human and knowing that other people and seeing that other people are human as well. I just, it's just really sad. Well, go ahead, Tough Love.
Now, I just was going to say that I feel like I heard, I think it was Gary who said something about, what I'm saying, common sense. And I think that, and this is why I can appreciate the justice system, and I laugh sometimes, because all of the bullshit that people do, like the bullshit they do on YouTube, the bullshit they do on videos, all of the bullshit that people do, what's cut and dry is what's common sense. And right. When people have a hard time explaining it, and just like with this lady shooting her kid, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever she was doing, I can guarantee had nothing to do with common sense, which right. they quickly said that shit don't sound right. You can see that on YouTube. You can see that in music video. Like that shit don't sound right. That shit don't look right. And I love when accountability is at the forefront versus the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what keeps us honest with ourselves and honest with the people that surround us when we love. You talk about desensitizing or whatever case may be. The thing about it is, have that conversation with your children, the people that you love, and say, look, when you go out there, the world is crazy. Keep your head on a swivel. When you go to the right. club, don't just be leaving your drinks. Don't just, hop in a car with strangers. You got to have that conversation. And I'm glad that you're having this topic or these series of topics, because a lot of people don't care to share information like this. But this is the type of information where you can go and further discuss. This is a reaction video for your ass to say, are we really talking to our children about life and being prepared? Would anybody right now in the chat or on a panel, would you have told your child to go and jump into the brawl that was happening in the Montgomery thing on a riverboat? Would you have told your child, yes, I want you to swim over there, I want you to pick that chair up? How many people would say I would have wanted my child to be involved in that? I'm just curious about that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me knowing me and knowing, I think I would be a mother bear. I'm gonna say no. But then again, I would explain to my child there is some things worth fighting for. There is some things worth fighting for. You have to use your own wisdom and discernment to know the difference. What's worth fighting for and what's not worth fighting for.
I'm about to get in your shit, Ma.
But some things, no.
You're hitting it on the head. You're hitting it, but here's the thing. Where do you get that wisdom from? Where do you get that wisdom from? Is it exercise in school? Is it exercise at home? Is it exercise with your friends? The issue is what wisdom is being taught.
It starts at home. And I would give my child examples. Say, for instance, if it's a kid at their school that's being bullied and they are friends with them, or even if they're not friends with them and they are constantly being bullied, go, like I said, go tell your teacher, principal, administration. If that doesn't work, then step in, defend that person if need be. But I think, like I said, I think everything starts at home. And I would just give my child examples of what I mean by what is worth fighting for and what is not. And then I would say you would have to make that decision, on what is worth fighting for. And I would let them know some things are not worth fighting for. And I will probably give them examples on that. But it's really about, I would just say, how when we were growing up and our parents told us certain things on what was right and what was wrong, initially, they told us what was right and wrong. But when we got older and we had different situations that happened, we kind of had to learn on our own on what worked and what didn't work, what was worth it and what wasn't worth it.
I totally agree with what you just said. What's so funny about that though is let's roll back to the beginning of your show when we talked about the guy hitting the woman with the chair. Now I remember my grandmother saying, baby boy, look, if you can't beat them, you pick up something, you knock their ass in the head. Yep. If he went with that same mentality, I want you guys to think about that. If he went with that same mentality, what happens now? What would his defense be? My grandmother told me to do that shit, or X, Y. So at some point in time, realism has to set in. At some point in time, you can't be so lost in the moment. Well, I want to render aid. You goddamn right. All right, we throwing hands. The issue is that somebody's going to take it above and beyond. Somebody could have pulled out a knife. Somebody could have pulled out a gun. Hell, it could have been more chairs. So it's like, well, this is a dangerous situation. I understand that we all feel a certain type of way. Black dude getting jumped on. Okay, people running to his aid. But I don't think people realize how people falling in between the boats and shit. I don't think people realize how dangerous that situation was. You see what I'm saying? It's funny until it's not.
Because somebody could have got killed on both sides. Somebody could have gotten killed. So it's kind of like it's a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in my thoughts on what is right and wrong, it's like a tug of war. And I think that's for a lot of people. We struggle with what to do and what is right and what is wrong, when to render aid and when to step back. It's just something that you'll never know until you make that decision. And unfortunately, for some people, sometimes that's the last decision that they make.
Exactly right. Exactly. I mean, you got to give yourself a lot of credit for having this type of conversation, because I'm gonna be honest with a lot of the people that I've heard having these conversations. I don't think they even went into this direction. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people was, kind of like, you know, whether they, you know, were pro, like, yeah, whoop their ass. Yeah, this, we fighting back, you know, we banding together. And that's like, okay, cool. But it's like, now when you see something, it's like, okay, well, we got young people where they on go mode in the first place. So the second they get in, and let's just say there's a dude at the grocery store and he want the last watermelon. I don't know what that was. I started looking around, but I mean, I think one-on-one fighting. Hey, if you could do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that we should promote. Okay, since y'all jumping us, we're gonna jump y'all type shit.
Right. Queen, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Disagree with that. You hit me, I get to hit you back.
Okay, you
don't
like
take
an eye for an eye.
No. Nobody has the right to put their hands on you.
Correct.
You always have the right to defend yourself. And if you put your hands on somebody, you don't get to pick and choose how they retaliate back.
Exactly.
So, and as far as the youth goes, I don't see the youth out here acting a fool. It's like that dude that sit up there and put his hands on that woman, and then that young boy took his behind up out of here, which is exactly what should have happened. The younger generation seem to have more sense than the current generation that's supposed to be running stuff.
Some do. That said it's always easier to say what we would have done, but when we are in that situation, we don't know what we would do. And that's correct, Betty. That's why I said sometimes in life, and I've learned in my life, my folks tell me how to do this, how to do that, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. But when a situation happens, you don't always do what you've been taught. Sometimes you do the opposite. So we don't know what we would do. We hope we would make the right decision. We hope we would take up for somebody if we needed to take up for somebody, but we just don't know. At the end of the day, there's some things it's just trial and error. Some things you just have you live through life and you make the decision, and and you go from there. Like I said, unfortunately for some people, that's their last decision. I got another story to show you guys, and then I'm going to show you the positive side of humanity. So that I want you guys to know that it's not always dark. It is some light, because you do have people in this world that try to be decent people, that try to do unto others as they would have it done to them. So I'm going to share with you one more story on the negative side, and then I'm going to show you some positive.
Grilling King. The question isn't who's going to pay, it's who's going to tip.
I keep telling them, support them, that, okay, it's okay. We don't make on this table, we're going to make on the next one.
The servers say they're having a hard time making money because customers don't always tip. And Wednesday, it hit a new dangerous level.
She hit me with the phone, and then she got me to the neck and all that stuff, because I tried to hold her back.
Owner Mi Tang says staff recognize two regulars who don't typically leave a tip when they dine in. Tang says one of their servers approached the table and asked if they were going to leave a tip. That's when surveillance video caught the customers get up and throw things off the cashier station. Then a fight breaks out.
I have to stand up for my people. I have to stand up for that. I have to stand up for my business. This is my business. They cannot come over here and do on that stuff after we have already done with the talk to them.
Tang says the last time the pair came in, she asked if anything was wrong with the meal or service that would warrant no tip.
I said, if you cannot tip people, you can play online order, takeout order, come over here, take your food and go. Don't leave the mess and make someone to do it. That's the cheating on their labor.
Tang says her servers make minimum wage, which is $2.13 for tipped employees. That's why Emma McDaniel says they depend on at least 15% from each table.
I mean, I can't imagine not living at home because I have to pay more. I think people need to learn that that's what we live off. That's how we make our money.
Moving forward, McDaniel hopes customers will be more considerate of the work they put in. As for the fight, Tang filed a police report.
There's no reason to get aggravated or elevated at this point. And you always have the option to leave. It's a business that has a door that opens both ways. You can open it and leave.
King police say they've seen the surveillance video and they're investigating. So far, no one's been charged with the crime.
I showed you this because people sometimes they're not even courteous. They're not even courteous at a restaurant at times. I mean, this is unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. I mean, have y'all ever been in a restaurant and kind of experienced seeing this? And why are these people still paying these folks $2.13? That's another question.
That's the whole problem.
Yeah, that's the loss of humanity right there. Man, people.
That's the problem. That's based on slavery. It is.
Lord have mercy.
No, I'm serious.
Hey, look, y'all gonna be mad at my answer. Look, I ain't mad at the people who work there. I ain't mad at the customers. I'm mad at the restaurant owner. Here's the thing: you can put gratuity inside the goddamn meal, just automatically add it so they get it. So all of that, the service person was trying to talk about you gonna leave a tip. First of all, that ain't your place to say that to the customer. This is I'm talking about business 101. I got a business degree. This is business 101. You don't question the customer and say you gonna leave a tip. That's not on you to ask them that. You understand what I'm saying? And then if this is the second or third time it's happened and it's been brought up to the management, well, okay, when we have our staff meeting or whatever we're gonna do, then I'll just put the price of how much we want to tip, whether it's 10, 15, 5, whatever, go ahead and add that to the meal so you automatically get your tip. So the business owner can actually prevent that from happening and tell the employees not to engage. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if a waitress come at me talking about you ain't gonna tip, I might be like, and especially depending on who I'm with, shit, they might give them the business. So you might not want to do that. I'm just saying.
Right. Especially Miss Coco, your sister.
Oh Lord, please don't mention it.
Oh Lord, Jesus, take the wheel. Tanice said you can't even buy 2 loaves of bread with that. Like I said, we're not in Jesus' time where he dividing loaves of bread and fish. To pay people. Now that's a loss of humanity right there. Pay people. You don't pay people no $2.13 then beg for the customer to leave a tip. That is all of it's crazy. But the fact that the people didn't have respect, and this is somebody's business. You chose to dine there to eat. So you can't go in people's business and do that, destroy people's property and stuff just because you don't like what they said, about the tipping. To me, I would say the situation could have been avoided altogether. Number one, pay your people. People cannot live on $2.13 in tips. That's number one. Okay. And then the other thing is, if you are not pleased with an establishment, their rules or their way of business, don't go there and eat. Don't go and destroy somebody's property because you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just showing you how people don't know how to treat each other. Do what you would want somebody to do to you is my point. And I think that's where we are lost. Because it's like people are me, myself, and I. It's all about what I want. It's all about how I feel. Forget about you. Forget about what you got going on. Forget about how you're hurting. It's all about me and what I feel and what you did to me. That's how people are. And not all, but some. a former friend of mine would always make some kind of scene to either get a free meal or to get a deep discount, shaking my head. I stopped going out with her. She's no longer my friend. Correct. Then you got people like that, like I said, they'll go places just to act a fool, just so they don't have to pay for anything. People in this day and time are really selfish and self-centered. But on the flip side of that, like I said, there's always a little hope. There's always some light at the end of the tunnel, right? Not everything is all bad. We have some decent people that want to do what is right to other people. And I'm going to show you that. Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to add to that, Queen or Tough Love? No. Okay. I'll keep going.
No, we good. We good.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna show you this acts of kindness. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys because even though there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of people that be on demon time, it's still some good things happening. It's still some good people that are around. And they give whatever they have on the inside of them, they pass it around. I remember, and I think I told this story before. I was going through a really bad time at one point, and I really felt really low one day. And I was going through, hey, Miss Coco, I was going through McDonald's line and I wanted, some pancakes because I was just having a bad day. So I'm like, let me eat me some fluffy pancakes from McDonald's and I'm going to feel better. And I was just zoned out. And first, the guy that was in front of me, he was taking so long. I'm like, what the hell is he ordering? So I'm irritated. So I get to pay, to the lady to pay for my food. And she said, oh, don't worry about it. I said, what are you talking about? The guy in front of you paid for your food. Now I was just complaining about why this man was taking so long. I was getting pissed off. I wasn't really pissed off at him. I was pissed off and mad about what was going on at the time with me in the situation. And then I got frustrated because it's like, okay, now this guy's taking forever just to order his food. Will he get the hell out the way? And that same man showed me an act of kindness, some grace and some mercy. And he paid for my food and he didn't have to. And all I'm saying is sometimes when someone shows you an act of kindness and do something out of the blue for you, you don't know what that person is going through. And when you do something that is nice to another person, you could stop that person from doing something that could be detrimental to them and to other people. Now, not my situation, but somebody else that could be going through a rough time. You don't know your word of kindness, simple word like stay encouraged, you're not alone. Is there something that I can do to help you? Can I pray for you? What is it that you need? You're beautiful. You have a nice smile. I like what you have on. The things that we do that is kind, we don't know what it can help someone else. Someone else could have suicidal thoughts that really want to be done with this life. And the fact that you acknowledge their existence may speak volumes to them. To you, it's just, oh, I just gave them a compliment. But to them, it could be very major. You could have saved somebody's life just for being kind. So we have to think about those things when we're going through stuff. Because there's always somebody going through something worse. And just you being kind, that comes back to you when you least expect it, when you really need it, when you really need somebody to encourage you, or when you really need somebody to just see you. I'm not talking about just see you like, oh, you're there. I'm talking about somebody that sees that you exist, that you are a person, that you have value. So when you do kindness to others, it always comes back when you least expect it. Just like when you do something bad to somebody, So we have to be careful how we treat not only ourselves, but treat other people. Because at the end of the day, we're all connected. We're all humans. We all are part of this big world. What connects us is that we're human. We have a soul. We have a spirit. That is what connects us. Gary asked the question to the panel in the chat. Do we think nice people finish last in this society? I want to get your opinion on that, Queen, and Tough Love.
I don't think so.
And why? Hey, Captain Wolf.
I think the people that finish last are the folks that are naive, not necessarily the people that are nice. Cause I consider myself a nice person, but don't play with me.
Yeah. Hey, CKJ. Yeah. I get that too. Cause sometimes I think people take your kindness for weakness, and that's when you have to have boundaries with people.
Right.
And that's unfortunate because some people, I guess maybe some people are not used to people just being nice just because. So with them, because they have bad intentions and bad motives, they'll try to twist it and turn it. So you do have to have boundaries with people. But I don't think nice people finish last. It may seem like it sometimes because some nice people or some people that have done nice things sometimes seem like they get the bad end of the stick. But I always say we reap what we sow. So even though it may seem like you're losing at that time, you're going to be winning at the end. So you just have to look at it that way. I think it's about people's perception of things. What do you think, Tough Love?
I think Donald Trump should run for office again.
You better not.
I just playing. But that's a good question. First of all, I think that depending on your goals, that's what determines whether you're successful or you win or not. You know what I'm saying? I think if you go in and you're genuine, then I think that your outcome is always going to be whatever it is you set out to be, i.e., like you say, hey, I want to have a panel and I want to talk about, the good and bad in humanity. You know what I'm saying? And when you're able to deliver that, no one knew how you was going to set this panel up. No one knew what you're going to present. But at the end of the day, you're going to either tell yourself, hey, I did a good job and I was successful, or I failed. And I think that that's the way good people carry themselves. Successful, good people that realize that, I'm in this race to win, to do the best that I can on a daily basis. And it's like you said, somebody buying something, somebody to eat, or a kind word, or giving somebody a hug, et cetera, et cetera. These people are self-motivated. These things it doesn't require a standing ovation. When you do things that's positive and you do things that's good from the heart, it doesn't require a lot of people to know, let me put this on camera, or let me do this. It makes you feel good because that's who you are. And I think that a lot of people who carry themselves that way, they speak different. They have a different energy, have a different glow about them. And I'm gonna be just quite frankly with you. People know that. They are attracted to that. So even if you're in a room, a room full of vultures, you know what I'm saying, your light will shine through. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're on YouTube or you on wherever you at, you people are going to notice that there's something different and something special about you. So I think if you're a good person, be a good person and don't change yourself to fit into a crowd. Be who you are. And if it's good, then be good.
Exactly. And if it's bad, then I guess be that too. Because like I said, it's better to be real than be fake. You know what I'm saying? But I wanna focus more on trying to be good. For the most part. Like I said, I ain't always been good. I have my days, but I do make an attempt to not go down the other road, you know what I'm saying? And it's just because of how I was raised. Like I said, a lot of things we learn but a lot of things come from how a person has been raised by their parents. CKJ, I pinned the link at the very top. If you go up to the very top, it is at the very top of the chat. I pinned the link. So yeah, I really feel like it's how people's upbringing. And I was always taught, try to do unto others as you would have them to do to you. You know, have I been perfect? No. Have I always followed that? No. You know, I have not. But I do it now as I get older. I'm learning to attempt to do better each and every day. To remember, if I don't want somebody doing this to me, then don't do it to them. Like I said,
you're right. Yeah. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you. I don't even say it's about me doing good. I think it's about me doing better. I think that's what people that strive for success in their life, they do. You know, I mean, you can't be perfect, but you definitely could be better than you was yesterday. You definitely can try a little bit harder than you did yesterday. So I definitely try to instill that into my children. Like, try to be better. You ain't gonna be good. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get all the answers right in school. You ain't gonna, make all the jump shots or whatever, but you definitely can strive to do better.
Right. You see what your sister said.
I need her blocked. Where is the moderators in the chat? The moderators need to get on it. CC, I need her removed from the chat, please.
Y'all crazy. CKJ, I went ahead and put the link back in the chat. If you see it, you can come up. Anybody can come up if you would like. We're discussing this. You want me to block Miss Coco, honey?
No, I want you to permanently delete her. I think she need to be removed. See, we were just talking about good people and bad people. See how the bad people come? You see how the negativity come?
What you got going on, Miss Queen? What you doing back there? I hear some noise in the back.
She doing some drilling or something. I don't know what she doing.
Drilling? I'm just sitting here. I don't know what y'all hear.
I don't know what that is. Sound like some noise. But anyway, CKJ, I don't know if you're still here, sweetie, but I put the link in the chat. If you're still here, you can come up, be up here for a few more minutes. But I'm just glad that you guys came up here. Like I said, I'm glad. I like to hear different people's perspective on how they see things, because we all think differently, right? Yes, I put the link in the chat. Do you see it? Do you need me to put it back in there again? I put it back in there again if you would like to come up. So, but yeah, I thought that I'm so glad that person sent that to me, because I had no idea about that first story about that on the riverboat. That was pretty interesting. And y'all have any more feedback on that? Because like I said, that was wild, man. Let's see if I can find
I was entertained.
Yeah.
I know I should be ashamed, but I was entertained.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I with you. I was entertained, but I was also like after I got my chuckle on and shit. I looked at it. I said, "Well, damn, she just fell in between the boat. God damn, she got hit the head." Like I was like, I felt nervous for these motherfuckers. I was like, "Duck, dive, run."
I didn't feel bad for nobody involved. Even the dude with the chair, he beat on that lady, and you know what? He took his punishment. He went on, laid down, and got handcuffed like he was supposed to.
Well, hopefully he make it through in Alabama. I don't know what type of charge he might get. He might get double homicide. I don't know what he might get.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what. I was like, wow. Like, what would I have done? Would I have gotten the chair too and bust somebody? I guess if one of them was coming towards me, I would. But that is a scary kind of situation, because you don't know, them people could have had guns and anything.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna share this with y'all. I thought this was kind of funny.
Gary said he going under the jail. Yeah, we might not see him again. We might not see. They gon' her cousins or nephews or something work in that damn jail. They gon' put
Right.
the sauce on his ass.
I'm gonna share this with y'all. This is kind of funny. Let's see. Let's share this video.
When we got there, the guy that was on us, doing the sipping cycle, that was hosting it, the people, they were like, give us 10 minutes because they couldn't dock. So those people had their boats in the way, and the Harriet, I kept calling it the Marriott, blame it on the alcohol. The Harriet was basically kind of like circling because they was trying to dock. The people that had the sipping cycle, the ferry ride, he was like, give me 10 minutes. We got to go and try to get some people off the Harriet, literally, because these folks on their personal boat would not move. The crazy part about it, security was asking them to move, asking people like who the boat belonged to the whole time. Them people up there with us, ignoring the man or whatever. So the guy in the white shirt they jumped on, he just, they started. It was two people that had boats. They unhooked theirs to move one, so they kind of like bumped it out the way, slowly. You know how people be bumping cars, so they slowly like bumped it out the way. They got down there to that boat. The guy realized he was undoing the boat. Because mind you, them folks was trying to get off the water. Everybody trying to get off the water. Everybody trying to do their thing. And I knew from where we were standing, there was a lot of this going on. I was like, bro, they about to fight. But I did not know that man was going to swing on him. So the white guy swung on him, and the rest of them ran down there, and they jumped on him. People on the Harriet, like, the only thing I can say is I feel like the white guy felt, I don't know. It's no reason for you to put your hand on folks. But the people on the boat was like, move the boat, move the boat. Everybody was lit. You could tell they had a good time, but the folks was holding them up. Why would you keep your boat there? All you have to do is just move your boat. When he asked them nicely to move, he trying to do this and that. Like, okay, you been drinking, you being real belligerent right now. Just move your boat. He swung on the guy, the rest of them jumped on him or whatever. And the people you saw like standing up, I already knew, like, it wasn't even a reason for the folks I was with to even get into it. Because them folks on the Harriet, like the Harriet was, the boat moved now. The Harriet was slowly coming in, and they was ready. They saw it all, so they was ready. So I was like, at first I was recording on Snapchat, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go live. Didn't think though it was gonna really go off like that. And that's basically what happened. They jumped on them, and our people came to the rescue as they should. And the crazy part about it, like I said, it took the Harriet a minute to, slowly come in to dock again. So, they anchor it down and all that good stuff. Them people had jumped on that man. A couple of them was still down there tussling with him. The rest of them, as you can see in my video, they had went back to their boat that they wouldn't move and sat down like they was on the boat just chilling, like they was going to pull off or something, like when that going to happen. So the dudes got off the Harriet, and they came like Wakanda, like, what's up? Like, and they did what they were supposed to do, period. That's literally what happened. In that moment, it was the fact that y'all did this and came and got back on your shit, and you finna just sit down, like, everything cool, like entitlement. That was first hand, front seat of don't put your hands on nobody. When people be civilized, stuff like that, just do what they actually do. Alcohol and boats, and this don't mix. So that literally it wasn't nothing else. Those people were completely in the wrong. They got their ass so they'll fuck around and find out as a person. They found out yesterday because they were supposed to do. Like, it was crazy. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. I don't feel sorry for them. Everybody talking about the women. The women was down there fighting too. When they were down there, they were fighting. It was ignorant on. So my thing is, if this your husband, your man, or whatever the case may be, first of all, I'm finna step in a man's face. Because when he handle you like a man, you better eat it like a man. So I didn't care. But they left with, I know, like them little cartoon knots. Oh man, homegirl had 3 of them. She looked like a 3-horned devil. I was like, I didn't feel sorry. Every time they got up, bloop, that what you did. Because you shouldn't have. You knew what was going on. You was ignorant on. You felt entitled. You shouldn't have been down there. If anything, you should have been telling Christmas. Come on, you don't run up in nobody else's face. So when they knock their ass out and knock Mario coins out of you, ain't no need to crying and doing all of this. That's what they was doing. No, bitch, get your ass whooped just like the rest of them. I don't line up too, cause yeah, that's how I felt for real. So I really saw I said, no. And look, I don't go everybody on the Harriet, you know, they were like, no, like, whoa, that boy, woo, 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 get that ass, woo, woo, woo. All that, so thinking like, shit, like, what you think? You finna just go chill, boo? Finna just go chill and get back on your boat and chill. They finna whoop your ass. You went on that bitch and they did the work. I don't know who them is. I don't know the dude that jumped off the boat. Like, the Harriet was taking on the dock. He wanted mad. I don't know who they are, but yeah, boots at their ass. Yep, that's how I'm feeling. I know, like when you see in the situation, you can't really get involved, but that's okay. I got you on video. Yep, I felt like the sound effects hit different, cause yeah, boot. That what you get, knock you out. Yeah, they get their ass so up for real.
So I just want to share that with y'all. She was there, so she saw everything that was, going on. So thank you for joining me, Miss Coco. Where did CKJ go?
Oh no, he must have went to sleep.
Oh,
hey, hello, beautiful sis Selena, and the other young lady. I didn't get to see your name, but hello, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. And my big brother, he's just tough love. I know this man. I don't have to speak to him. He's just tough love. Hey, tough love, aka Watermelon Head. Yeah, I came here to talk about you, Watermelon Head.
Wow, this is ridiculous.
Watermelon Head. I had it.
This is ridiculous.
And I got kind of dehydrated, and I was thinking about watermelon for some reason. And watermelon is a great source of hydration, guys. So I thought I would throw that fun fact out there.
Oh, yeah. Lord.
But honestly, for real, this right here, this shows us, even though we already knew, guys, and we were very well aware of race relations in this country, this showed us. And the thing is, I found so hilarious is how the media wants to make sure they spin the narrative and take all the videos down. No, we're not going to take no videos down, because guess what? If the things was the other way around and the roles were reversed and it was our Caucasian persuasion, guess what? And we were doing that to them, guess what? It would be on every news outlet in the world, including the Animal Planet. So I know we're not taking videos down all of a sudden and spinning narratives.
Right.
What that man did was wrong, point blank, period. That man is at his job, and you attacked him, and then your little friends jumped in and they attacked him too. And then they quote unquote fuck around and found out. That's what they did. That's what they did. As they should have.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Like I said, all they had to do was move that darn boat, and they didn't want to do it. It's just about, how dare you tell me to move, that kind of, I would say, self-entitlement.
It was entitlement at its best, because I said, that man is at his job. He's asking you to move it, and you acting like, oh, who is he to tell you to give you a direct order? That's the way in the video, you can tell he was already on the offensive already. You understand? And then for you to put your hands on him and y'all attack this man. Like I said, now they want to pull down videos. No, because guess what? If it would have been little Ray, little Bam Bam and them jumping Caucasian persuasion, they would have had that on CNN, ESPN. It would have been all over the world, and nobody would take that video down. So no, we're not doing that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What Dawn said, a chair is going to get slammed and all. It's war. It's not going to be sweet. Yes, indeed, Dawn. That's for real. Yeah. So like I said, it's unfortunate. I always say it's unfortunate stuff like this has to happen. But in a way, I am glad that somebody did help him, because, it was like, 5 or 6 people on one person, and that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. This, you put stuff out there, you do stuff. I'm like this. You put you do something, you can't get, I would say, you can't get mad when you get the reaction that you get, especially when you do something like that. You can't get mad.
Exactly, because I don't know if they got it twisted and thought we were still in the 30s and the 40s. And yes, we know our ancestors fought a good fight, and we waded in the water. Yeah, we did all of that. This is 2023, so now we knucking if you buck.
Right.
We're different now.
Yeah, it's true. Funny, I heard someone trying to understand why women get beat up in this. It's war. That's why. Why was she out there? Yeah, because they were saying
What fucking war he talking about?
No, he was just
They was brawling. They was at war.
Yeah, he was.
But no one know God. It be people who ain't never been to war talking about war.
Okay.
That wasn't no goddamn war. It was a bunch of drunk people fighting.
It was a figure of speech, tough love.
I don't care what it was. I see a bunch of men fighting. I'm not running my ass out there.
Right.
I'm staying where
and
it's safe.
that goes to show you got common sense. Again, the lady just said that the motherfuckers was drinking, so everybody running over there doing this and doing that and the third. And that's why I said it's great to be like, yeah, let's cheer it on. But on the back end of it, suppose the motherfucker would have died.
Yeah.
But that's what happened when you fuck around and find out. Pick your battles wisely.
Exactly. But you think about it, you see the way they jumped on that man. Now, suppose nobody wouldn't have jumped in and helped him.
Right. He would have got beat up.
Exactly.
No, I think people should have came to his aid. What I'm saying is, you got to realize there are consequences, and I think we look at the front end and say, yeah, he got help, cool. But here's the thing: when you start adding weapons to the situation, talking about this is war, and if a motherfucker would have died, you would have went to. You mean to tell me you would have went to goddamn jail for life for killing somebody, for hitting a woman in the goddamn head? Talking about this war. How the fuck you gonna explain that shit away?
He said, "How does war work?"
How does war work?
Mm-hmm.
You're not fighting your enemies. If you don't realize these are other human beings, it wasn't just okay. It's some people jumping in shit just to jump in shit, just to be a part of some shit. I done seen numerous fights where people jumped in some shit where they really didn't have to jump in some shit. But again, you pulling out a chair, somebody pull out a knife. Again, we're escalating the situation. If it's hand to hand, then it's hand to hand.
Okay.
I can't get down with nobody talking about women should be getting hitting the head with chairs and shit, and they already on the ground. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah,
I feel like she got whatever she deserved going out there because she ain't no business out there.
She kept running. She kept running up on them too.
Right. You're right. You play stupid games and win stupid prizes.
Run up, you get done up.
Yes,
That
indeed.
too.
Yeah, like I said, some people need to stay in their place, and if it ain't got nothing to do with you, sometimes you just need to back off. So she went out there trying to fight. At first, I thought she was sitting in the chair just minding her business, but y'all was saying she was out there trying to fight too. So
yeah, she was swinging on them men too. She was doing the same thing. She should have sat her ass down somewhere. That's what she should have did. My mama always told me when it comes to a man, I'm a woman, stay in a woman's place and don't be putting my hand on no man. And I don't believe in nobody beating up a woman. But guess what? If you think for 1 second I would sit there and watch you punch my brother in the face or something, you gotta be fucking twisted.
Yeah, right.
Sick. And if you come to help me, check this out. You come to help me, and you already down on the ground. You think I'm gonna agree to a white dude or black dude coming to hit you in the head with a fucking chair? Talking about this war.
Because I know
motherfucker, she already down. She down.
Agree with that. I know you're not gonna agree with that. No matter what.
People talking about why are they out there? They always out there together. And again, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fucking war. It was a fucking co-ed. They was out there drinking, doing what they did, and shit got out of hand. Should women be out there, period? No.
Them women ran out. Them black women wasn't even out there. It was all men until them white women jumped in. That's when them black women came out there because we don't get involved. We let men do what they do.
Jay Jay Miller says, ask Emmett Till what he thinks. That's interesting. And I could not get through that movie. Like
I finally watched it a few years ago, and it was the most horrific thing. And I seen some real battle shit in real life, but that right there was the fact that he was a child Yeah, that hit different. It did.
Yeah, that was cold blooded, and I just, for the life of me, and see, that's another loss of humanity. These people lost, how can you see a child to be threatening just because he winked at another woman, that was of another ethnic group? To me, it's just like, how evil can you be to hang that child? And when they had his funeral, he was almost unrecognizable.
And you know what they should have did, Selena, what pissed me off? She came out later on and said she lied, right? She came out later on, lied. Every ounce of dime, penny in her motherfucking estate should have went to his family. Because they never prosecute her ass for lying. She got to live her life out in peace and die. That's what she did.
Right. So that's why I'm like, she ended up dying this year. I think she died this year of cancer.
Yeah, she lived a long life holding that secret on damn well she lied. Every dime of her money should have went to
Hey, I would love for Dome to come up to the panel real quick.
Dome, come up here.
I would love to hear this, whatever the fuck he typing or she typing in the goddamn chat.
Be nice, tough love. Jay said if they try something like this again, they will get worn out. Yes, indeed.
I mean, I'm glad it happened because it's still a demographic of folk that still feel like they should own us, and we have to be subservient to them. And I just think that this is a good example of this ain't that. Okay, we've been told for so long that this post-racial America and still get treated like we supposed to be somebody's property. And they was like, nah, we not having it today.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I was entertained by it, especially in that part of the United States.
Right.
And you right. And for Dome, I'm speaking from experience because I had a cousin so I'm not speaking out of turn. And guess what? I got a lot of family from Alabama. My grandma was from Alabama. I got family in Birmingham. I actually walked that bridge that Martin Luther King walked. We actually have a plantation down there, the Cochran Plantation in Birmingham. So trust me, when I'm speaking from experience. No, I was not lynched, but I had cousins that were lynched. My grandma's brother was lynched. So guess what? I ain't just speaking on something you saw on TV. So maybe be emotion for you, but yeah, it's personal for me. They got what the fuck they deserve, period.
Yeah. Hey, CKJ, how are you, sweetie?
Yep, they still there. Yeah, you can go down there now to Alabama. You can still feel the racial tension.
And it's a lot of racial tension because we had a reunion down there in Birmingham, Alabama. Okay. And I'm telling you, we got lost. My cousin, she not from the streets or nothing like that, right? She rode with me. We stopped at a store. It was 4 white men lined up, y'all. My cousin got out the car, asked them white men, we don't want to know where XXX road at, right? They did not even open their mouth to talk to us, y'all. They looked at us like we knew we was in the wrong part of the neighborhood. She still was trying to talk to them. I said, yo, cuz, come get your ass back in this car. They don't like black people around here. I made her get in the car because she still was talking to them and they looking like they wanted to shoot us.
Yep, that's true.
Alive and well. Their racism is alive and well.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember because, like I said, the early part of my life, I lived in the country, and like either you were related to the people or they knew your family, and even some of the white people I didn't know were my relatives, and they always treated my family, and I didn't understand until later on I found out that they were my relatives, but I didn't really see that like maybe some other people have seen, white people doing certain things, and I guess I don't know if it was because they knew we were related to them or what, but I have heard of stories of, I'm gonna give you an example. My aunt, she's 70, one of my older aunts, she's 76 right now. She was telling me that her and my grandmother and her friend and her daughter, they went to a shoe store in one of the towns down there where I'm from. And it was a white lady that was helping my aunt and my grandmother out. And she was very nice to them. But when it came to my grandmother's friend and her daughter, they were darker complected. She did not want to help them. And my aunt remembered that to this day. And she said that was really the first time that she seen when, you know, how the white people really made a difference. It was a white lady that made a difference because of their skin color compared to my grandmother and my aunt, one of my aunts. And I thought that was pretty interesting because they, like I said, I haven't experienced it when I lived down there, but if you know, they've seen it, not so much with them, but with some of the other blacks in that area. I thought that was pretty interesting. So it's unfortunate that people still look at color, not all, because there's good and bad in every group. And let me repeat that. There is good and bad in every group.
Hey y'all.
Hey, Matt.
Hey!
Salute from Montgomery, Alabama in this hole.
Montgomery, Alabama in this hole.
Yeah, I'm right. That's right down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what the hell going on. First of all, just from being right here in Montgomery, I don't even know what the hell them motherfuckers were doing where they was at. They ain't had business down here because I don't know what y'all know about what's like, what it's really like right here. But in Montgomery, man, it's bad. This where I don't know, you know, like when we were first getting ready to move out here, they were like, man, you going to Alabama, oh shit, they gonna hang you and all that shit. Man, look, I got to go like 15, 20 minutes to see a white person. So they were tripping. You know what I'm saying? They was fucking tripping. But one thing I want to say though, I see a lot of people saying like, oh my God, this could have happened, blah, blah, blah. Somebody else said it's a war. People saying it ain't a war. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is when we do some shit like that, motherfuckers be looking like, oh my God, the niggas done went crazy.
Right.
Won't nobody saying that shit when Kyle Rittenhouse went out there to a store that won't his and started shooting them motherfuckers.
Right.
Exactly.
Won't nobody talking about, oh, you know what? He this, that. Nobody but us. You know what I'm saying? Nobody but us was feeling sorry for motherfuckers. They shit, you know, they basically paid his college tuition.
Wow.
When he shot them people.
Oh my God.
I seen a meme today, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care how nobody feel about it, it's just how I feel. I seen a meme today, and it was the dopest meme I seen. It said that we should have set an example of your boy that killed my man with the Skittles. I don't want to say no names, you know what I'm saying? But we should have set an example then. It need to be situations where when you see something like that happening, instead of recording it for content, you step in.
Right.
Because everybody want stuff to change, and you want something to change, but the only way things change is it got to be something that you believe in.
Right, Matt K.
And my point is, most of the people that do or fight for what they believe in, they die for what they believe in.
Right. Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, Matt K, how do you know what to fight for and when to kind of let it go? How do you know when it's right to fight?
Man, them people jumped on that dude, bro. He was just doing his job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, mind you, he might have overstepped his boundaries by moving the person boat. Y'all know that he did that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
So what took place in all actuality, the people that started fighting him to start with, they don't even own that boat. Them little young white, they don't own that boat.
Wow.
Okay, so like what happened is from my understanding, the Q Dogs, they were renting out the Harriet. So when the Harriet was getting ready to dock, that pontoon boat, which ain't even supposed to be over there, like no private boats ain't supposed to be over there. They done pulled up, docked at the damn Riverwalk, you know what I'm saying? So dude, he worked there. He like, you gotta move the boat. So they had some words before you seen like there's another video that's out now that shows them arguing before, like way before the fight started. And what happened is they walked off from him. So he got in the boat and moved the damn boat.
Right.
And then that's when everything jumped off. But they jumped that man. So one thing about when you decide to use violence, you gotta be ready for what comes for that. Come with that. Like shit, they jumped that man. Like what they thought. Bro, you seen all them black people out there?
Yep.
Now let me ask you this. What would have happened if 5 black dudes would have jumped on a white boy at a Willie Nelson concert?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
indeed.
exactly.
Or a Trump rally. You know, we just had one of them. Trump just left here.
Yeah.
They were riding around in their trucks and shit like that. Black people stayed in their place, didn't fuck with them, let her eat Zaxby's and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, we just too passive. All this damn getting around and talking about it and shit like that.
Right.
That shit ain't work. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't working.
Yes,
Y'all want
indeed.
something to change, you got to be willing to go do something about that shit.
So you would have been one of those people that would
I'd
actually
have been out there dragging the hell out of somebody.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. What
they
about
did
you,
that
Miss?
man wrong. And that's an older dude, bro.
Right. That's what Tough Love was saying.
And I
You know,
honestly, I mean, I don't want to, I don't think he right. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he got it all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. He was a little slow.
Yeah.
Mentally. Okay. Well, yeah, and that was way out of line. Anyway, whether he was, had some mental challenges or whatever. The fact of the matter is he had no business, that nobody had any business putting their hands on that man. Period.
Yeah, like really, if he would have put his hands on them first, he would have been dead ass wrong.
Right.
Like nobody, they all grown men. If it would have been a one-on-one type deal, you know what I'm saying, then the police should have came out there and straightened. But when they're like stomping this man out and all that, even the women done jumped in the shit.
I did see the women.
Ain't nobody saying, yo, what's wrong with them people? Have they lost their mind?
Nope.
All they saying is it was a bunch of people. It looked like a Tarzan movie.
Right. Right. No. And Miss Coco, what would you have done? What do you think you would have done in that situation?
Well, you already know what the hell I would have did.
Facts. I know what Miss Coco would have done. Miss Coco would have been out there smoking cigarettes and everything.
We'd have been tag teaming. Look, we'd have been tag teaming, Selena. We'd have been A-Town stomping Birmingham style on them motherfuckers. I'm trying to
Yes, indeed. I know you would.
Hey.
What about you, Tough Love? Tough Love would have.
Obviously, I just would have prayed. I just would have been praying. Obviously, I would have went to Bible study of this motherfucker.
I know what he's doing. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like helping them. First of all, I appreciate Matt K, coming and providing some insight, from the action, near the situation. So that's dope. I definitely think he should have got help. I just think that when you see a lot of shit, you get more of a perspective. And I think that it's just not what you see on the surface is deeper than that. I'm talking about, nigga, half these people don't even got fucking lawyer money. You know what I'm saying? But we ready to throw hands. So now it's like on the back end, it's like, okay, now that you done jumped in and we done made this statement, now what? You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking second and third. So it's really not just surface level. So maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a little bit deeper than what other people are thinking, and they just thinking like right now, hey, we jumped in and we doing this, and that's cool. But I'm saying what's going to actually help our kids in the near future, because everybody ain't gonna be able to fight. Everybody ain't gonna feel like jumping in that motherfucker, whatever case may be. So do we got the lawyer money ready? Do we got the bail money ready? Those are the things that I think about.
You know what though? I don't agree with old boy here hitting the lady over the head with the chair. That was too far. I think maybe he was in the moment or something, but dang, he ain't have to smack.
Yeah, he should have just pushed her ass in the water or something. Didn't
Right.
Bro, I said that. I believe he was drunk. He was in the moment, like you said. But you know, some people are saying we at war, so it is what it is. And I just hope he ain't got no damn brain damage.
Yeah, that
you know what I
ain't
mean?
no war, bro.
Hey, bro, I've been to war. Iraq, Afghanistan, in war for real. So I mean, I done seen some shit. But the fact of the matter is, I think that she was already on the ground. I don't know if Selena want to play that part, but she was literally on the ground. My man walked over from wherever he came from and whacked her ass in the top of her head. I thought that was totally unnecessary.
Yeah, because he could have killed her.
Yeah,
I think he was like, I think he got a Django on right quick. He was like,
yeah, and you know, like I said, we don't want nobody to be hurt to the point to where, you know, their life is cut short. But like I said, you have to watch what you're doing. You can't do something and then, you know, not think you're going to get a reaction. So, and the reaction might not be favorable to you.
oh yeah,
I can find that video again.
I wish one of them sisters would just whoop their ass. Whoop that ass. There you
Well, it was, hey, sis, it was females. I seen a lot of the females fighting the females, but I also seen some of the guys punching some of the females, you know, and it is what it is. You in that goddamn vicinity, anybody could get it because your adrenaline rushing, you drinking. And for people who ain't never been in a situation like that, of course, this is shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's like, I feel like when you elevate that, me personally, if I'm fighting and I don't, you know, it ain't no reason to get no weapon, and you got to think about the dude that hit the lady in the head, he was already a big dude,
bro. And this old Q dogs. Yo, that's one thing. Like I won't go make a joke. I wasn't gonna make a joke, but you like, we need some lawyers. I'm like, shit, it was a boat full of lawyers. You know,
Right. That was funny. Yeah.
they gonna defend themselves, Matt. Matt K, they gonna defend themselves.
I'm had to bail myself out and represent myself.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. They gonna defend themselves. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I put the link in the chat, Dom. If you like,
Come on up here, Dom.
Come on up here, Dom.
Come on, Lee.
Come let
but
me.
yo, I just came up here to fuck with y'all a little while, man.
I appreciate that, Matt K. You know I enjoy you.
I appreciate that, man. Salute.
All right, bro. Y'all stay up.
Salute.
Come back, okay?
Anytime.
Come back, you hear?
I'm gonna play it one more time so y'all can see it.
In Montgomery, history was made. What began as multiple white folks pummeling one black man turned into an all-out brawl.
I was talking a minute ago. Yeah! Woo! 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 They bad. Look at them. They bad. Woo! Be that. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! That what you get. That what you get. That what you get. Oh.
Then those who started it got on their horses and ran. And how did it all start? The boat on your screen is the Harriet II riverboat. The white folks parked their pontoon boat in the Harriet's reserve spot when the black man in a white t-shirt, who is a dock worker, asked them to move. They got confrontational, shoved him, and started the melee by jumping him.
She went behind. She went behind. Oh!
Somebody got thrown in the water.
Because I was wrong. You come.
Oh my goodness.
He ran, he jumped in the water.
On the other side of the fight, it would only get worse. Right in front of the Harriet, these two started a tango. Right when they appeared to end, one man winds up and takes a shot at the dude in stripes. The women start getting into it. Folks are falling down left and right. Then one man starts going WWE-style tactics, picking up a folding chair and swinging it at the shirtless white dude who attempted the sucker punch, trying his best to retreat from the scene. Unfortunately, the chair-swinging individual saw a woman down on the ground after her own participation and saw an easy target. Thus, he swung the chair on the top of her head. He would be placed in handcuffs along with many, many others. The significance of this moment.
If you look at Riverfront Park, you see it's
Wow. So I just want to, and this is, it's really not a laughing matter, to be honest with you, but it's unfortunate. It is.
They didn't think it would end like that. The ones that they didn't think it was gonna end like that.
No. What's up, Dawn? How are you, sweetie?
Hey, Dawn.
Oh, you on mute, Dawn. Get off mute. Yeah. What's up? Can you hear me, Dawn?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What's going on with everybody on the platform, man?
How you doing?
What's going on with y'all? What's going on, brother? I don't know if you was the one I was having the little miscommunication with, bro. Like I ain't no troll or nothing like that. I just have like strong beliefs when it comes to this shit. I don't know if we could cuss on here.
Oh yeah, be yourself.
Because my language is real foul, man. It's real foul. Nah, I mean I understand where you was coming from, my G. I don't think a lot of people was understanding where I was coming from. You feel me? And I don't think it was right that he hit the broad that was on the ground. But at the same time, like what I was saying was, I don't think that no woman should be on the field ever. See, my woman would never be out where it's gonna be crazy like that, right? And I get it that we don't know if people gonna get drunk and all this shit like that, but I'm not gonna take my woman to places like that where I know people can get drunk unless it's like a bar or some shit, right? Like a dive bar or some shit where it don't get too wild. You feel me? So that's all I was just trying to explain. Like if you out there when the brawl's happening and shit, and what I meant by the war, the ethnic war that we in, we've been in this shit for like 400 years, my bro. And I mean, it's different various wars that we've been fighting over the 400 years, over the course of 400 years. And I get it, yeah, you said something, you've been to war or some shit. I ain't been to Afghanistan and none of that shit, but in my hood, we catch bodies all the time. So you're going to see that. So you have your version of your war, and I have my version of my war. I seen a lot of shit too. Mm-hmm. And we need to come to, we've come to a point where a lot of nations don't respect us. Mm-hmm. And when they see it like that, they understand we not playing no more. At least this generation, my generation, people within my age group, my brother, we ain't playing this shit no more. We ain't playing this shit no more. I've been in a few brawls like that, big brawls, where we downtown and all kind of shit happened just like that. And yeah, it's drinks and flowing and all that. We drunk, but I've been in the same type of shit. And you gotta let people know that we are not a fucking game out here. And when you go out to them type of settings, you got to be prepared for that shit, my bro. That's all I was trying to say.
Hey, Dome, let me first of all, let me say I appreciate you hitting the link. Definitely coming up here and speaking your piece. That's why I was just being quiet so I could hear you out. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and it's a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, I agree with. I'm from the Bronx, so I understand about wars in the streets as well. You dig? So I definitely understand where you're coming from. So salute to that.
Yeah. I'm by the way, I'm from Oakland, California, so I just wanted to put that out there so people.
That's what's up, Cali. That's what's up. All right.
I'm from California. Yeah, I'm from California. If we see racism too, it's just compact a little bit differently. It's not like the South or shit like that, man. But I done had my shares of wars out here, man, or battles, if you want to call it. You feel me?
No doubt,
Based
no
on
doubt.
race,
I understand that. Yeah.
But I don't want to take over that. Go ahead, my brother.
Oh, you good, man. I just wanted to say I appreciate you coming up, man, because you could have stayed in the chat and we get it the back and forth. But coming up here and letting other people hear your perspective, I think it kind of helps the conversation out a little bit more. And I really appreciate that, man. So respect to you for that.
I appreciate you too, my brother. Like I said, man, I know sometimes I say some off the wall shit, man. But like if you ever been to visit my channel, man, and ever hopped on my shit, everybody get nothing but the utmost respect, man. Sisters and brothers, this shit, man. I just have strong opinions on shit, and then I guess a lot of people just can't take that shit, just like my views on shit. You feel me? Like, and I think I don't know if it's a generation or an age gap thing. You feel me? But it's like, bro, we got so many wars. We gotta find somewhere to start. We got a war in our community. We're killing each other. How we stop that? But then we got these Nazis terrorizing us when we get out of our hood. How we gonna stop that? Then you got poverty. Then you got trying to catch up economically. How do you beat that? So it's so many different wars that we fight. And war to me don't always mean conflict of action. It can mean something's broke. Our financial, our mental was broke. We having wars in our minds and shit. You know what I mean? So we how do you fight all that? You know what I mean? And that's what I bring attention to on my shit. You know what I mean? That's what I bring attention to when I go to all these panels. This is the type of shit I like talking about.
Right.
Because it forces us to have these. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's what's up. I'm really glad that you hit the panel. Like I said, I love hearing different perspectives, right? And so just with comments, I couldn't completely understand, but I understood some of the things. But now, as I hear you speak, I understand more. So I'm really, really glad that you hit the panel. And I'm gonna check your channel out. Hey, Selena, is it okay if somebody drops his channel?
I don't know. CC, do you know how to drop Jones' link? And also if someone can drop Miss Coco's link and Tough Love.
Yeah, I definitely want to check all y'all links out, man. Definitely, man. You know, I think that this is a serious topic, and for me, I damn near had tears, bro. Like I had tears in my. I know that shit happened in the South, homeboy. That didn't even happen out here. I wish we had a little vision or a preview of that shit in Cali, man. Like we don't have none of that. We killing the shit out of each other out here, man.
Right.
I can't even explain it. But I feel like I'm at more war with my people than anything. So seeing some shit like that, especially where my platform is, that shit warmed my heart. That shit warmed my. I was like, God, and I'm on the other side, man. I'm on the other side. Wishing that we can be like that, man. If I get in a fight with a bunch of Mexicans here, these motherfuckers gonna drive right past and watch my ass get stomped out.
It's so crazy, Dome. I heard a lot of the stuff like that there. We actually have a reunion coming up in a couple of years there. We just had one in Florida. But my grandmother was originally from Alabama, so I have family all over Alabama, Mobile, Birmingham, everywhere. So like I said, when I went down there that time, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. That was the first time in my life I was scared. Like I said, growing up in the Bronx and stuff, you see that stuff on an everyday basis. That didn't scare me. But them white men, them big ass white men with them guns, when we went down there in Birmingham, and my cousin directions, I'm telling her ass, like I said, get in the motherfucking car. I'm like, look, they don't like us around here, shorty. It's time to go. She don't know because she ain't from that life, right? She didn't grow up like we did, right? So she didn't understand. And I literally had to tell her, like, scream at her, like, get your ass in the motherfucking car. We got to go. But they find us in the backwoods somewhere out here in these motherfucking trees. Like, come on, you know what I mean? The motherfuckers is crazy there.
I
Oh,
I think that just that shit that happened last night, man. I just think it was a beautiful thing. I want it to be an awakening for melanated people around the country that we don't have to take this shit no more, man. We don't have to be afraid to engage in battle and protecting ourselves and shit. That's what I like the most. I like the other brother said before. I don't know if he's still up here because I
Matt
can't
K.
really.
Oh, Matt K.
But yeah, the brother said something that he thought the other brother that threw the hat off, I think was a little slow. I don't know if he was talking about. I'm pretty sure he talked about that brother. But
Yeah. Uh-huh.
the fact that he defended himself and he didn't kowtow and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the manager. I'm gonna wait for the Elroys to get here so they can talk to you." And he protected himself. We in the day and age now where you gonna see melanated people. It might not be to the extent in my mind, the extent in my mind like a war, but we getting tired. So it's going basically, it's turning into that. Is what I'm trying to say. And it's always been like that since slavery.
Gary,
And I hate bringing that up, and I'm just bringing that up as an example. Huh?
oh, I'm sorry, Dom. Gary, if
Oh, go
you
ahead.
in the
No, no.
chat, can you please put Doms and Miss Coco? I don't know if Cece is still here. Maybe she stepped away. So, Gary, I made you a mod. If you can go ahead, if you're still here, um, can you please put their links in the chat? I don't know if you know how to do it. Somebody know how to do it. Dom, I'll make you a mod. Maybe you know how to do it. If you don't, put your link in because I don't. But keep talking. I'm sorry. Just keep talking.
Oh yeah, I don't want to hog the panel up, man. I just, like I said, I felt like I had to clear a lot of that shit up because I think y'all probably thought I was a troll or some shit. And no, I'm not a troll, man. I love melanated people. I think that what we see and what we saw yesterday, I really hope we can capitalize on that. And it's not to go around terrorizing people. We don't want that, even though I feel like we should, but that's a different show. Something I'm gonna talk about on my screen. But I don't feel like the other brother was saying, I don't want to see the unnecessary shit. But if you put yourself in harm's way, shit is gonna get real. Shit is gonna get real. Now, if you're a woman and you want to go up there and fight and punch a man, don't be mad when he knock your ass out.
Right.
Point
That's
blank
true.
period. When you punch your ass out and punch your lights out, don't be crying all this woman shit and all that. You engaged in the battle where you see grown men are fighting. Let them grown men fight.
Right.
That's the part that I like. I just love seeing men handle their shit like men. Because for so long we never had a chance to do that, especially as melanated men. And always we were too masculine or too the world was too in fear and shit. Now we just don't give a fuck. Now we just like, you put your hands on me, bro, we gonna scrap over here. It's going down.
Right.
Feel me? Oh, I love seeing that.
Yeah. That's true, Dom. I feel you. Miss Coco, I made you a mod. So okay. So Tanisa, I thought you had left. Oh, okay. So we got Dom's link in the chat. Miss Coco, if you want to put your link in the chat and Tough Love's chat link.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna check you out. Like I said, I respect anybody that hits the panel and like to voice their opinion because I love hearing difference of opinion. I love open dialogue. And like I said, it gave me some insight more about what you're about, and I think that's really dope. So I'm gonna be checking out your content.
Oh yeah, he got some awesome content. I went to one of his lives just recently, and very good topic, and makes you welcome. I think people should know more about his channel because he's very insightful. And all of
Thank
you
you,
guys, all of you guys are. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to ask all three of you this question. We're about to sign off, but I want to ask each one of you, how can you contribute to humanity around you? I'm going to start with Dom. I want you to tell me, what do you think? Like, how can you contribute to other people?
I'm gonna continue to. This is just purely me, 100% me. I'm gonna answer real quick. I'm gonna continue to be authentic. I'm gonna continue to be me. And I know a lot of people hate the truth, but I'm gonna tell the truth. Some people might not, want to digest it right. But I'm gonna continue to be honest and be in my truth. But I want to make peace too. I want some kind of resolution within this country. But I don't want to be. I don't want to see my people no more just being fifth class, fourth class citizens. I want us to have a backbone and have some balls too. So by my people, I mean melanated people. But for humanity, I want to see some type of peace. But we got to be treated the same though. It can't be we treat you the same today, and then tomorrow we're gonna be spitting on you, and we're gonna be degrading your culture. But you love the culture so bad. So
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna be authentically me. I'm just gonna be me, and I'm gonna just try my best to bring some type of peace to humanity, if I can.
Thank you. What about you, Miss
Mm.
Coco?
Well, basically, you already know what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm out here in the trenches, out here in the field every day. You understand what I'm saying? My main thing is I'm trying to get people back on track to figuring out who they are. See, because I think a lot of us, a lot of times get lost. And when you don't know who you are, you don't know the laws of the land. It might not be the laws you like, but you need to know who
Right.
you're land. So when you're getting pulled over, you know not to go 0 to 1,000. You know these people could take your damn life. Know your
Right.
take the time to read. The same way if people read and they want to learn the new PlayStation 5 game. Feel what I'm saying? They want to
Exactly.
up to catch the latest Jordans, the latest ones that's coming out on sale. Take time to use your time wisely and read some shit that could change your life. People don't
Right.
want to do shit like that. People are afraid of things they don't know, not understanding. These are the things you need to know. They could potentially save your motherfucking life.
Right. That's true. And you do a lot of work in the community. And tell us a little bit about some of the things that you do in the community, because you do a lot.
I be everywhere.
Yeah.
I started actually doing what I call my street ministries about 6 years ago. So I'm literally out there in the field. I'm out there with the street walkers. I'm out there with the drug dealers. I'm out there with the homeless people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I give them more than just clothes. I give them words of encouragement. I give them resources. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing, as you stated earlier, Selena, what a word can do for somebody. You don't know people that hit my line, that hit my jack, that hit my Instagram, that seen one of my lives. Somebody told them about me in the street and they didn't found me and they wanted to take their life.
Exactly.
That's powerful. You understand what I'm saying? That's very
Can I
powerful.
can I butt in for just a second, Selena? Can you post everybody's channel up on your wall so I can check them out if possible, like on your wall? Because I'm not in the chat.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I
I'll
can put
try
that channel on the wall.
Yeah, I'll try to do that after we leave the chat. So I'll post everybody's link. So what were you saying?
You know, and I just feel like this. I know we can't change the world, y'all. We are all individuals, right? I know we can't change the world, but I believe that our voice matters. Just like you were saying, Dome, how you like to be authentically true in yourself. I think that's awesome. That you shouldn't be nobody else but you. Just like my big brother, Tough Love. I've known this man all my life, you know, because he pushed me out of my mama's womb, you know, faster than me. But it's okay. That's another story. But you know, that's my blood brother. You know what I'm saying? That's my big brother, Tough Love. You know what I'm saying? He's shown me a lot of things. The first thing he did teach me how to fight, y'all, was physically. I knocked a nigga out quick. Not nigga, you know, bitch, you know, but still, he had taught me other ways to fight with my mind. So now I don't have to physically touch anybody. Like I hit your pockets. It's different. I'll call my legal team to handle you. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's not that we don't supposed to fight. We got to find the correct ways to fight.
Right.
But we got to do it in the masses. You understand what I'm saying? We have to do it in the masses. That's the only things that are going to change, because you got so many people cry out and it only take 1 or 2 isolated incidences. Then everybody like, yeah, we should do this, that, and the third. And then they get quiet the next week. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to do it, you got to be consistent with the shit. You got to say what you mean and mean what you say. Because at the end of the day, like he said, like Don was mentioning, how other territories and countries look at us. Yeah, they do look at us like that. He ain't tell no lie. You know what I'm saying? He ain't tell not one lie when he stated that. That's the truth.
That's true. That is so true, Miss Coco. Tough Love. What's the last thing you would like to say to us? How are you gonna contribute
Let me say this to my sister real quick. Sometimes I forget, and I'm not joking right now, but sometimes I forget your level of wisdom, because everything that you was about to say, I was kind of sort of going to hit too and mix that in with what Dome said. But I'll say it like this: I'm all about forward thinking. So when you talk about what would I contribute, I would contribute the push the forward think. I love the fact it's like, Dome saying, hey, we in a war. We gonna put our hand, we gonna fight, we gonna rally. The situation is, before we rally, while we're rallying, and after we rally, is there a plan in place? Is there conversations being had so we know what's gonna happen? Let's just back this up, because you mentioned about 400 years, right? Let's back it all the way up. Imagine us all being slaves. And I'm hyping us up. We need to get the hell out of here. Hey, you punch Master in the face, and then let's run to the woods. But ain't no plan once we get to the woods. Ain't no plan on how to eat. Ain't no plan on where we sleep. And that's the person that I am. I want to be a forward thinker and say, okay, cool. I'm with what we doing right here. Okay, we're gonna punch Master in the face, but where we gonna stay at? You know what I'm saying? So I'm with the reaction, I'm with the aggression, but I'm also with the forward thinking about what's going to keep us safe and what's going to put us in a position to win. So I totally agree with both of y'all, what y'all said. And I really appreciate that perspective, because it helps me be a better forward thinker. So I appreciate the panel. Thank you.
And I appreciate that too, bro. I just wanted to add, man, what he said. I definitely not advocating us starting the war. I think I mentioned it when I was talking, because I would hope I had mentioned it. We definitely don't want to just start shit with people, but we definitely want to show our hand and let people know, like what yesterday, we all together. You gonna try and jump on this brother right here? He working. He just working. We gonna give you the same medicine, and it ain't gonna taste good. You know what I mean? After, like you said, my brother, we do need to have a thought process and a blueprint, a template on.
Hey, hold on, Dome. You can't take my thought process. You can't take my thought process, though.
No, I'm not taking it. That's
shit right there, son.
No, I'll give you that. That's yours. No, that's yours. That's yours, brother. That's yours.
No. I said that before as a joke. It's a joke. It's a running joke. I said my thought process. So it's a joke. Go ahead.
No. But yeah, we definitely just have to have a clear, concise way of thinking before we do jump into certain shit. But we definitely want to show our hand too. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be some physicality in this. There's really no way around this shit.
I agree.
I know we think we could maybe talk this shit out of talk ourselves out of this shit, or talk ourselves into smoothing shit like peanut butter. But like we seen yesterday, sometimes action is gonna take place, man. And I'm glad we got to see that. That's my example was basically what happened yesterday. Sometimes we can't talk, my brother. Sometimes it's gonna go down like that, and we have to be on cold 100% of the time, just like they was on cold. We have to.
Agreed.
We can't sit.
Agreed.
We can't let our brothers or sisters be in danger like that. You get on cold like they was on cold yesterday. That was amazing.
Understood. Good point.
I want to say this. Miss Coco, I don't know if you can put your link in the chat.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Girl, you know I don't know how to do this stuff for my phone.
I'm just gonna say this, Dom. Miss Coco's link is I put some of her lives on my community wall. So if you go down my community wall, you can see Miss Coco's her channel. Tough Love, yours is not popping up. I'm trying to look for it on YouTube, and it's not popping up.
I think it's Tough Love 4413. Is it 44? Okay.
Man, sis, I don't know that shit. Hey, but here's the thing. I'll post something on your community tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna check everybody out, man. I want to I love supporting us, man. If it's, even if we have a difference of agreement, you know what I mean? Then maybe we could just what is that? Agree to disagree, disagree to agree. However you say that shit. Yeah, we could just go. We could do that, And you know, I just love seeing melanated people stand for some shit. Like the
Okay.
brother standing for the forward thinking, I want to learn a little bit more about that shit. So if he talking about a lot of that on his channel, I need to take that shit. I want to take that in, man. You know,
Right. Right. Denise put
something we
in Tough Love's his channel in the chat. Well,
Thank you, Denise. I appreciate it.
what well, I'm going to really improve on me as a being a better person. I'm also going to have honest conversations with myself and other people, and always be authentic so that people can really see who I am and not a facade. That's how I can add. Also, be intentional about being kind to people, doing something that would be out of my comfort zone to maybe show kindness. So that's something that I'm going to work on doing and improving every day. If I, and just make a conscious decision to do it. So that is what I add to the to the conversation and to the question that I asked you guys, because I asked myself, what can I do? So that is what I feel that I can add to the world. So I appreciate you guys for your time. The people in the chat, some of you have gone, but even those people that will watch the playback, thank you so much for your support. Whether it's a like, it's a view, it's subscribing to me. Thank you guys for helping me on my chat, and thank you, Tough Love, for your help and your wisdom on my chat. It's always great to have you here. Dome, thank you so much. Just met you, but I really appreciate your kindness. I really appreciate your information, and I just thank you guys for being a part of my life. And Miss Coco, that's sis. I enjoy you all the time, so I thank you guys for coming along. And Queen Sunkiss, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Matt K, thank you. You were a blessing. I really also appreciate CKJ. Unfortunately, due to his connection, he wasn't able to connect. But I thank you for at least making the effort to come up. Maybe the next time you'll be able to get on the panel. So I thank you everybody for your time. I really do. It means a lot to me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and also push the notification button so when I do go live, you will know. So thank you guys. I love you guys to Reese's Pieces. I don't have to know you to love you. Talk to you later. Bye.